What's good with y'all, man? We back. Word of the Week podcast is Channing, aka Juice. As y'all can see, I got my cousin with me. He was in the previous Word of the Week video. Big KD Stokes with it.
Yes, sir. I'm very honored. I appreciate Chan for having me on today.
He from ATL, Cuzzo. But yeah, man, good to get this Word of the Week podcast back up. Like y'all know, I do a Word of the Week podcast where I talk about a word of the week where we get better, implement that word into a week. We get 1% better mentally, physically, spiritually, at whatever you want to get better at. Last week's Word of the Week was action. I had Ashley Prangy on the podcast. She talked about how she's used action in her life to get to where she is today. I thought she had a great insight on how she used the word. And this week, I have a really good word that I think is needed throughout all of 2024 as we head into this new year. And I have a former teammate that will be featuring on this Word of the Week video. So I'm excited for it. But it's now time to get into the Word of the Week video. So cue the intro.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay. It's us.
All right. So this week's Word of the Week video is going to be support. Support. The definition of support is a thing that bears the weight of something or keeps it upright. So what does support mean to me? Support means whatever you have in your life that's going to uplift you or lead you to be something better. So for me, it could be my cousin. Like me and him and his brother, we use each other as springboards to get into a better place in our life and achieve our goals, right? So that's what I would say is support means to me. What would you say support means to you?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think family's a great example of support. We all use each other and lean on each other kind of as pillars and just build a network of just helping each other, uplifting each other, and being there for each other.
I like that. I like that. Next question is how do I support myself in a healthy way during good and bad times? I would say through it all, my support that I use is my faith in God and how I can always fall back on Him to know that He's always with me. So no matter what I'm going through, I can get through it and use Him as my support. Another thing is also just using the fact of what I've been through in the past and how I was able to overcome things, and just by knowing I was able to go through those trials and tribulations with flying colors gives me the support that I need to know that whatever I face in the future, I can also pass with flying colors because I've done it in the past. So that's what I use as my own support as well. What would you say you use to support yourself in a healthy way?
I agree with you. In our family, religion is huge. So living for a bigger purpose, giving praise to God, but also just understanding that He's in control of everything in your life, being accepting of that, and then also being accountable helps you support yourself during tough times because you're building a tougher version of yourself, learning how to fight through adversity and stuff like that.
Okay. And then how would you say you support your friends and your teammates?
I support them differently depending on their needs. Every person's different. So if my friend's needs a little more emotional support, then I'm giving him that or her that. And then if it's just like they need physical support, it's just being uplifting. If they're having a good day or they accomplish something, just being very happy for them. And then if they have a bad day, helping them understand, yeah, it's a bad day, accept it, but not every day is going to be a bad day. You want to have bad days so that you can appreciate your happy days. So yeah. What about you, Jim?
I agree. Without no dark, there is no light, right? So
Amen.
but one way I like to support my friends is I like to, especially for going into the new year, if you have a New Year's resolution, I'm gonna hit and you tell me about it, I'm gonna make sure you stick to it, right? So I'm gonna support your goals, but I'm also keep you accountable through those goals.
Right.
So that's one way I can be supportive is by holding them disciplined and accountable to what they said they're gonna do. And I would want the same same standards to be held up to me as well. So if I tell them a goal or what I have a dream, I want them to hold me accountable to make sure I do those. And if I'm doing things that don't align with my dreams and goals, they want to tell me because I'm going to do the same to them.
Amen.
Why is it important to support yourself?
It's important to support yourself because there's some days where you're gonna have to be your own biggest fan, but also some days where you're gonna have to be your own biggest critic. And I do think that being a critic of yourself is also supporting yourself because you're supporting the process of becoming a better person.
I agree because if you're not going to support yourself, who is, right? You know what I'm saying? Self-love is the most important type of love you can have. You can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. That's what I truly believe. It's important to support yourself because when you have dreams and goals, if you don't support your own dreams and goals, you're never going to achieve it. Outside motivation and factors are important, but they're really not as important as it is to be internally motivated and to have internal support of yourself. So that's why I feel like it is and why it's super important to have support in yourself and believe in yourself. What type of support is the most beneficial to you and why?
Um, as far as like emotional, physical, or like from who in life?
We can do emotional, physical.
I would say emotional support is the most beneficial because we may not always need someone who's physically rooting for us. But if we are having those bad days, just having someone who kind of just reminds us, hey, there are good things about you on your bad days, that keeps us going, that keeps us motivated, keeps us inspired, and it also gives us another reason to, I guess, work towards getting towards our goal or whatever we want to get towards. So we're doing it for something greater than ourselves. What about you?
I agree. I would say the most beneficial support to me is also emotional. Physical support is good. Like if you need a head to cry on or a shoulder to cry on, it's nice to have a person near you that can support you.
Mm.
But I would say emotional support is a lot better. So say if I'm in a game, right, and I have a coach and he knows I'm nervous going to my first game or my first start. I want a coach that's going to be able to uplift me, going to support me, going to say, "Don't worry, enjoy it. We believe in you." That is the type of support and emotional support that would take me so much further than just like a pat on the back, right? So that's what I think is most important to me, most beneficial to my needs. What is your advice to someone that struggles to give themselves support in life while chasing their goals?
You have to be vulnerable with yourself. Be vulnerable to accept yourself as you are. Embrace your flaws, and then also uh, applaud your feats and great things about you. Uh, you can't support yourself if you don't accept yourself for all that you are. You can't just be patting yourself on the back for the good things about you, because then you're never really growing for the things you need to improve about yourself. So I guess, yeah, just be vulnerable, be open. I mean, shouldn't be afraid of being vulnerable to yourself, right?
I agree. Do you feel like sometimes it's hard to be vulnerable? Like, have you had to grow into that?
Yeah.
Because I feel like for me, like when I was
Absolutely.
younger, it wasn't that easy to be vulnerable.
Yep.
But as I've gotten older, it's kind of uncomfortable. But you gotta do things that are uncomfortable in order to grow and grow as a person. Would you say the same thing?
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to mature, get comfortable with that type of stuff.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
But I would also say that my advice to someone that is struggling to give themselves support is to say, why not? Why not support yourself? Because if you won't, who will? Right? And there's two ways you can go in things when you try something. You can either do it or you can either not. But you won't see change if you don't even try. Right? So why not support yourself in trying something new and trying to achieve what you want to achieve? Because you can either make it or you cannot. But if you don't even try, you're not. There's no way to make it. Right? So
Exactly.
that's a mentality you need to have when you're thinking of supporting yourself. But that's what me and KD's input is on the word of the week, support. So I would say as we go into the new year 2024 is just to support yourself, support each other, support your loved ones, support your own dreams and goals because if you don't, who will, right? But it's now time for us to feature my boy Noah Lawrence, who was the goalkeeper at the Ohio State University with me. Before that, he was at OHIO. You feel me? He was at University of Cincinnati before previously. But he's been one of my close friends, so I'm super excited to get him on this Word of the Week video and get his input on that. So Noah, the floor is yours. I appreciate you, brother, and let the people know what you think about the Word of the Week support.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Noah Lawrence. I am your featured athlete for the week for Channon's podcast. I'm very excited to give my insights and my opinions on this week's topic. I am a former teammate of Channon's at The Ohio State University. Channon's a very good friend of mine. And I look forward to giving you guys my insight on this topic. Let's get to it. Question is, what does support mean to me? When I think of support, I see it as a person or an item that can add benefit to your life in a positive way. It can be anything or anybody that makes you feel better or can positively enhance your life in a certain way. How do I support myself in healthy ways during good and bad times? This comes down to self-love and self-confidence. Without this, I will be lost. If I have no confidence or self-belief in myself, then I am vulnerable to anything, whether it's rough times. What matters most is your identity and your opinion of yourself. And to me, I always have a positive opinion of myself. Yes, there are times I'll be critical and I will assess the situation. I'll never complain. I'll just analyze and see how I put myself in that situation and how going forward I can fix it or get back from it. So, how do I support my teammates and my friends? I support my teammates and my friends by being honest with them. I don't want to sugarcoat anything because I want to be authentic with the person. And ever since I've been authentic with myself and real with myself, honest, don't make excuses, it's been benefiting me. Why should you support yourself? The reason you should support yourself is because, first off, it's your life. There should be no reason that when it comes down to the end of the day, that you shouldn't have your own back. There's so many times people look for validation or support from other people, but there's really only one source needed from, which is yourself. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this has been a constant theme in my answers. Whether it comes from support from yourself or you're supporting others, it all comes from consistency of how you treat yourself. Because with the way you treat yourself, other people will recognize that, and then they'll be gravitating towards you, and they want to be a part of your life because you're such a positive influence to be around. Now, as I see it, the number one love in my life is myself. And to be honest with you, this is perfect. My life is perfect. Everything is perfect because I am happy with who I am and who I am going to become. I have a plan for myself. And all of this support comes from within. It was a very great question. Just always remember to love yourself no matter what. What is some advice I would give to someone that struggles to give themselves support in life while chasing their goals? It always comes back to self-belief. Your belief should be greater than anybody else's opinion of yourself, of you. Don't be outcome dependent. Don't base your feelings, happiness, your motivation on things outside of yourself. Everything should be internal. This is not an overnight thing where you can just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to be self-confident. I'm going to do all this. This will be a daily thing you have to focus on. Whether you have to meditate, take that time to be alone for your thoughts. Figure out what you want, what you need, and how you're going to get there. Make a plan for yourself. If you're religious, look to faith and who you believe in. All these things can help you in a benefit way to overcome these struggles that you're currently going through. We all go through struggles in life, but it's a tough one. There's tough people that make it out the best. So, what type of support is most beneficial to me? There's two types of support that is most beneficial to me that has gotten to me where I am today and where I'm going to be heading in the future. First, the obvious one is belief in myself. The support that comes from within. I can be my worst critic or my biggest fan. And I choose to be my biggest fan. I always want to keep a positive outlook, whether times are hard or times are going very well. I gotta stay solid and grounded in who I am and believe in myself that anything is possible. My second source of support that I can't go without recognition are my parents. They have invested so much into my sport, education, just anything that I want to do in life, whether it's hobbies. They have supported me through everything, and I can't thank them more than enough. I pray to God every day to say thank you for giving me such great and blessed parents that just want to see me win.
No, I appreciate you, my brother. You already know what it is. Thank you for featuring on this Word of the Week video. I think you gave some pretty good insight on what it means to support yourself and support others and how we can use that in 2024 and beyond. So I thank you. But as we put this episode to a close, I just want to say thank you all for the support and tapping into the videos. This is Katie's second feature on the Word of the Week podcast series, so I appreciate him. But yeah, we got some other big things coming in 2024, so be prepared and look out for those. I appreciate all you tapping into the book, The 1% Kid. I'll link the description below to that as well. But yeah, man, like I said, the Word of the Week crew is not just a mindset or a hashtag, it's a lifestyle. So continue to improve 1% better every day in any way possible, right? And it's 2024, so start the new year right. You got anything to say?
Stay tuned, 1% family. Chan, he feeding you these little nuggets of intellect, and make sure you're picking them up. Just be open to advice. It always helps with improvement. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to come on here again. He's like my big brother, so I'm out here visiting him, seeing him do great things, and I mean, hope everyone has a blessed 2024. Let's do it.
Blessed 2024. The best is yet to come. Be sure to follow him on IG, Katie Stokes. Be sure to follow his TikTok. He got some big things coming up. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Juice out. One love.
One love, 1% family.
Peace.
Peace.